I'm Jim Nelson. Just about everyone else is off. DNA testing has now confirmed that Wing's remains were indeed inside one of those boxes. That child again testing negative for Ebola. That test result came back late tonight. Now there may be a second round of testing within the next 72 hours. One person now confirmed dead, identified as 24-year-old Carl Avery. Two others injured after multiple stabbings at Maumee Bay State Park late Saturday night. The President and Air Force One expected to land here shortly after noon today. From there, the president's motorcade will take him to downtown Detroit. The tone here will take on a much more scripted tone, whereas that previous event at the Huntington Center, more of that standard rally the troops type of event. A Georgia man behind bars accused of abducting a Napoleon teenager. Well, good evening, Laura. Right now, crews are working to clear State Route 163 of that debris. The roadway has been closed for the better part of 8 hours today as investigators do indeed search for those answers. Now, the two people believed to be inside at the time of that explosion were hospitalized. The full extent of their injuries unknown at this hour, but firefighters have confirmed that life flight helicopters were called in to assist with medical transportation. It is an event that has sent shockwaves through the community. An earth-shaking explosion catching everyone nearby off guard.
Heard this big boom and it literally felt like my house lifted up off the foundation and slammed back down.
It was like getting hit in the chest. I was in a building and I felt it. Some of the neighbors said that they felt like they got punched. They say it was a very intense feeling. And they thought that something really, really bad was happening, like a plane crashed out back, but this is just as bad if you ask me.
This home on the 2500 block of East Harbor is now ground zero. Debris scattered across State Route 163, stretching nearly the length of a football field. Officers from the State Fire Marshal's office on scene investigating as neighbors are left rattled.
And I could feel a big pressure in my chest. All my pictures were knocked off the walls, and it was scary.
By the time I got down here, it was a sad sight. There was just a lot of fire and a home just totally leveled right now. And
now, again, portions of State Route 163 do remain closed tonight. Again, for the better part of 8 hours, the roadway has been blocked off. Detours are in place. Now, I did speak to a representative of the Ohio State Fire Marshal's office just a few moments ago, trying to get an update on the condition of the two that were inside at the time of the explosion. He told me that as far as he knows, the two are still alive. As far as a cause of this explosion, well, some neighbors did report the smell of gas preceding that explosion and for some time. But again, everything remains under investigation at this time. Reporting live in Portage Township, Jim Nelson, NBC 24 News. A violent and chaotic afternoon in central Toledo.
I was in my house between 3 and 5 seconds. I started to walk up the stairs, and then I heard pop, 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 sound like bombs over Baghdad.
The voice of a neighbor who asked we not show his face.
I'm a licensed carrier, so I immediately grabbed my pistol off my hip and ran upstairs, got down behind my bed.
He waited for the flurry to end.
And I started hearing people screaming and crying. Somebody been shot, called 911. And
police found two victims in one home, Esther Willis and Thomas Armstrong. Their injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. A third victim was found next door. He was identified as Lamont Hopings, shot in the head. His injuries are life-threatening. The incident remains under investigation, but for the neighbor we spoke to, it's another reminder of how precious life can be.
Because of another shooting that I was involved in 1992, where I was actually shot and a couple of my friends were killed. I was blessed again because, according to the police, the guys were standing all right here on the side of my house. And as I walked in the door, I was right in range.
Now forced to live on edge.
I'm shook up. I probably won't be sleeping for another week or so.